gotta put the scene on now, the opening scene.
The good thing about you being gone is I can watch the game all day long, and I can stretch my legs out in the bed, extra pillow underneath my head. I don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside lonely. I got a lot more room for my stuff, and I only have to wash one cup. I can stay up late and play my guitar, and the groceries go twice as far. I don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside lonely. Your girlfriends ain't ringing the phone off the wall. I never have to hear from that mother-in-law. Ain't cut the grass since the middle of June. I smoke a big cigar up in my living room. Don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside lonely. Floor, let the trash pile up right by the door. Eat pizza and ice cream 3 times a day, 'cause I ain't worried about watching my weight. I don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside lonely. Yeah, man, to sing about all the good things about you being gone. Stretch out here at home. Hey, man, come on in. Don't mind the muddy shoes on the white carpet. She ain't here. You hungry? Hey, man, I got some food if you want to eat. I got a microwave oven with little pictures on the front of it. Just pick what you want to eat and push the button, and it will cook it for you. Yeah, man, you can smoke that cigar up here in the kitchen. Just use that vase over there. Need something to drink? We got beer, bourbon, whiskey, scotch, Diet Coke, Fanta. Yeah, man, I bet you've been on the road for a minute. Bathroom's right down the hall. Switches on the left, doors on the right. Just remember to leave the lid up. Leave it up.
Hey, everybody, welcome. Wednesday night, Facebook Live, keeping it swinging out here. We want to thank you guys for all joining us tonight. We're here live from Rancho Mirage, and I'm going to do a couple tunes by one of my most favorite composers, the great Jerome Kern. Here's one called, written by Jerome Kern and lyrics by Dorothy Fields. I won't dance, don't ask me. I will not dance, don't ask me. I won't dance, madam, with you. My heart won't let my feet do things they should do. You know what? You're lovely, and oh what? You're so lovely, but oh what you do to me. I'm like an ocean wave that's bumped on the shore. I feel so absolutely stumped on the floor. When you dance, you're charming and you're gentle, especially when you do that continental. But this feeling isn't purely mental. For heaven rest us, I am not asbestos, and that's why I won't dance. Why should I? I won't dance. How could I? I won't dance. Merci beaucoup. I know that music leads the way to romance. So if I hold you in my arms, I won't dance. When you dance, you're charming and you're gentle, especially when you do that continental. But this feeling isn't purely mental, so heaven rest us. I am not asbestos, and that's why I won't dance. Why should I? I will not dance. How could I? I won't dance. Merci beaucoup. I know that music leads the way to romance. So if I hold you in my arms, I won't dance. True story, I won't dance. Jerome Kern, Dorothy Fields. Man, it's one of those great, great old tunes. It was actually made famous, of course, by none other than the great Fred Astaire, who sang that. Anyway, welcome everybody. Enough trivia for that song. I want to welcome everybody here. And some big shout outs to some of our friends out there. Of course, always a big shout out here to Benedetto Guitars, who makes by far the greatest guitar on the planet. And today we are honoring and we're going to be looking at Gordon Biersch Brewing. My dear pal Dan Gordon down there in Palo Alto, brewing some great stuff with some very interesting stuff that he's coming up with, folks. So stay tuned. Dan's working on all sorts of alchemic new beverages to quench one's thirsts and other quenches. What else we got to talk about? I want to say some hi to our friends up in Seattle at the Churchill Room. Hope you guys are well. Up at the Vertigo Club. Hope you guys are doing wonderful. Also down here at Mirage, at the Mirage Club, and also at PDT. We are hoping everybody's doing really well, and we hope that you guys are enjoying the first week of July. Also, we want to remind you guys, check out our CD over at my website or on Amazon.com, or you can go to YouTube, but iTunes, and check out our Brian Nova Collective, The Upside of Lonely. And also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Brian Nova YouTube channel, where all the videos that you see here go up. We upload them up there for your viewing pleasure. And in fact, in the coming weeks, we will probably be going live to YouTube. So you'll have optional chances to watch the show. Also, want to tell everybody about our tip jar at PayPal. Never expected, but always appreciated. Help fund the Rancho Mirage Studios here and everything that goes along with that. What else? Well, I'd like to show you something here that we're going to talk about this week. You can show that now, honey. So this week we're going to talk about this lovely orange box made by Uvizian AVO, and we'll be looking into these birds a little bit later. I can tell you that. Might even be smoking a bird. You know, I've got a smoker outside. So anyway, this is what's on what's going on around the place here. Also, so we talked about Dan Gordon Biersch, I told you, Gordon Biersch. So I'd like to do another song for you all here. Last week we lost the great Freddie Cole, and I dedicated one song to him last week, but I'm going to do another one here that Freddie taught me many years ago. And it was written by his brother Nat. Now Nat only wrote but a handful of tunes, and probably the most famous Nat King Cole tune that everybody remembers is the tune, Are We Still Live? Are you sure? Okay, just check it. Nat King Cole's most famous song would have been Straighten Up and Fly Right. But Nat also wrote a really beautiful ballad that I'd like to do for you right now. Dedicate this, of course, in the memory of Freddie Cole, who first taught it to me and did a wonderful recording of it as well. To whom it may concern, you found another love I know. To whom it may concern, my heart won't ever let you go. You tore my heart apart.
apart. When you found someone new, but now you found out that your heart can be broken too. So to whom it may concern, you found that heartache has no pride, pretending unconcerned won't stop the tears you try to hide. And when you're all alone with just memory, that's when I'll bet you'll learn the one who's most concerned is me. So, to whom it may concern, you found that heartache has no pride, pretending unconcerned won't stop the tears that you've tried to hide. And when you're alone with just a memory, is when I'll bet you'll learn one who's most concerned is me. Is me. Whew, what a beautiful tune. It's one of my favorites growing up, and I remember the first time I heard Freddie sing that one, it just knocked me off my pins, as Freddie used to like to say. Right on. Well, listen, folks, we're going to move on because I've got two fantastic guests this week, two dear friends of mine, and I'm just thrilled, honored, and somewhat smitten that they are here with us this week. The first one I'm going to bring up here is my pal Tim Hockenberry. Now, most of you know Tim, but for those who don't, he's a multi-instrumentalist. And by multi, I mean he plays piano, bass, trombone, trumpet. I would be surprised if he's got an accordion in there somewhere. And he is also a phenomenal singer, songwriter, and what I would consider a real vocal interpreter. Because when you hear him sing, he's sort of this wonderful blend of Ray Charles and Joe Cocker and Tom Waits, and it's all mixed up in there, but it's his own. And when you hear him, you'll never forget it. In fact, he was in 2012. He was on America's Got Talent and made it to the semifinals, like the last singer standing. It was absolutely amazing. We were all rooting for him and proud to say we even knew him, let alone watching him just kill it up there. He's toured all over the world. He's done shows with Bonnie Raitt, Steve Miller, Robert Cray. He used to tour with Mickey Hart from the Grateful Dead and the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And nowadays, we're just going to check in and see what he's up to. But before we bring him up online, I want to bring up a video that we've done three videos actually this week with Timmy.
And this first video features the trio of Andy Fraga Jr. on the drums, and of course the irresistible, inconceivable, and omnipresent Terry Miller on bass, doing one of my favorite versions with Tim singing Blackbird. Check it out. Hello, Timmy.
Pack up all my cares and woes. Here I go singing along. Bye bye, Blackbird. Where somebody waits for me, sugar sweet, so is she. Bye bye, pretty Blackbird. One here to love or understand me. Oh, what hard love stories they all hand me. Come on and make my bed and light the lights. I'll be home before daylight. Blackbird, bye bye. Come on, Terry. Yeah, Terry. Come on and pack up all my cares and woes. Here I go singing low. Bye bye, Blackbird. Where somebody waits for me, sugar sweet, so is she. Bye bye, pretty Blackbird. One here to love or understand me. Oh, what hard luck stories they all hand me. Come on and make my bed and light the light. I'll be home before daylight. Blackbird, come on, pretty blackbird. Bye, 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 da, 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 da. I'll see you later. Love you guys.
All right. Well, we're going to bring Mr. Tim Hockenberry on here live with us to join us. Timmy, where are you? Come on in here.
Am I not
there?
there?
You are.
Am I here?
You're there, dude. You're there.
Okay.
Nice, nice.
That was
so glad
fun.
to have you. That was really fun. So, how are things there? It looks like you're at the Hearst Castle or something like that.
Place is unreal. Just hanging down here in LA, slumming with the COVID people down on the beach, baby.
Yeah, man. Looks like you're sequestering quite well there.
I'm in good hands.
No doubt, no doubt. So, listen, man, what's up? What you got on your plate these days? What keeps you busy? What have you been up to?
I've been farming, Brian.
Farming.
Yeah, I've been farming.
Tim Hockenberry farming. Those are three words I never thought I'd say in one sentence.
Yeah, it was an odd situation, but not that odd. I went down to San Diego for a while and helped some people get some food out of the ground and into the mouths of people
nice.
In LA. So we grew 5 acres of vegetables and threw them in bags and had them trucked up here to LA every week. And that's what I've been doing for the last 100 days, basically.
Oh, man. Bless your heart.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I'd like to say it was my idea, but it wasn't.
Hey, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that you were down there helping out. That's really what counts. It's
just trying to be helpful.
Making things happen, man. That's what it's all about. By the way, we were getting a ration of crap from some mutual friends, actually some fellow trombone players like Ted Hall, that was saying that you should have been playing the trombone solo on that tune. I have to agree with Ted. I don't always agree with him, but on that one I have to agree. I
look at trombone playing a lot like weightlifting. You don't do it. You don't do it once in a while, Ted.
I know. You gotta keep your chops up.
I thought I would pull it out for this project, but as it turns out, I had about 10 minutes in me. I have about 10 minutes in me at any given time on the trombone. About 10 minutes, that's it. And I spent it all trying to figure out the chord changes to the song. So as soon as I learned the songs, my chops were shot, so I put it away. Sorry.
It makes perfect sense.
And plus, I wanted to hear you take two. I wanted to hear you go twice around anyway. So
that's a good save. Thank you. Hey, well, listen. Speaking of killing it, we're going to play another video. Can you stick around with us for a minute?
Yeah, and I'll change my shirt again.
Dude, yeah, change your shirt. Swap out socks if you want. And we got another great video here. Same group. Timmy joining us on a tune called "You Go to My Head." Give it a listen.
You're the best, baby.
All right, Tim, here we go.
Oh, you go to my head and you linger like a haunting refrain, and I find you spinning around in my brain like the bubbles in a glass of champagne. Oh, you go to my head like a sip of sparkling burgundy, and I find the very mention of you like a kicker in a julep tune. What a thrill of the thought that you might give a thought to my plea, cast a spell over me, but still I say to myself, get a hold of yourself. You know this never will be. Oh, you go through my head with a smile that makes my temperature rise like a summer with 1,000 July. You intoxicate my soul with your eyes. Although I'm certain that this heart of mine, it hasn't a ghost of a chance with this crazy romance. Oh, right up to my head you go, baby. That you might give a thought to my plea, cast a spell over me. Still I say to myself, get a hold of yourself. Can't you see this never will be? Oh, you go to my head with a smile that makes my temperature rise like a summer with 1,000 Julys. You intoxicate my soul with your eyes. Oh, though I'm certain that this heart of mine hasn't a ghost of a chance with this crazy romance. Oh, you go to my head. You know you go to my head. Oh, you go to my I need a drink.
Beautiful, man. Oh, man, I love that tune.
Yeah, it's a good one. I mean, come on.
When was the first time you ever sang that song? Do you remember?
I just remember, was it Jessica Lange singing it on Fabulous Baker Boys or Brothers, whatever it was? What was the
Oh, that was Michelle Pfeiffer, yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer? I always get those two confused.
Dude, I was playing in Seattle back then when those guys were filming that movie. I was actually playing in the jazz club. I don't know if you remember. There's a jazz club that the brother that plays the piano kind of goes downstairs into, and that was a jazz club I was playing at actually at the same time those guys were filming
Down
that
at
movie.
Pioneer Square?
Pioneer Square, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I was there in the 80s, probably around the same time.
That's right. Now, what brought you to Seattle back then?
I moved out to Seattle in the mid 80s. My buddy and I threw a dart. We ran out of money in Butte, Montana.
That's a bad place to run out of money.
Yeah, we're driving cross country in my old 62 Studebaker Lark. And I think we looked at the rent prices, I think in San Francisco, which at the time compared to now were probably nothing, but it sort of scared us. So we decided to go up to Seattle instead of, we were planning to go to San Francisco, and we bailed on that idea and rolled into Seattle. You kind of come downhill into the town, right? And I had one cylinder left in that car.
Really?
Yeah, we ended up selling it for like $50 to some bum, and then we went and gave plasma. And I literally had the darkest 2 years of my life in Seattle trying to make a living there in the 80s. It was tough. It was a good town to get your butt kicked, you know?
Yeah, it was a tough town.
It was really tough.
That's funny that Lark, your Studebaker, is probably worth an absolute fortune right now.
Not the one I had. Not when I was done with it.
Oh man, one cylinder.
That was a
Yeah,
great
thank
one.
God you're coming down the pass
Yeah.
out of Montana.
Yeah.
So how long did you stay in Seattle?
I was there for about 2 years. Yeah. It was a lot of plasma.
I bet it was. A lot of orange juice and chocolate chip cookies, huh?
Oh, it was a tough time, man.
And then from there, did you go to the Bay Area?
No, I went back to Jersey because that's where I came from. I spent a long time in Jersey. I loved rural New Jersey. It's like one of my favorite places. At least it was at the time until I lived in California for 25 years. Now, I don't think I could live in Jersey anymore, but there are parts of New Jersey that are breathtaking, you know, and it's kind of a secret, you know, people don't realize. There's like beautiful horse country in northern western New Jersey that's like, it's this really beautiful spot. But I went back to Jersey for a few years, and then a couple of girls came into a bar where I was bartending in Jersey, and they dared me to move to San Francisco the next day. So I did.
With them?
Yes.
Wow.
I didn't realize it, but I had a thing for one of them, and she was super cute, and I was like, well, this is my only chance. If she's moving to California tomorrow, I got to go with her. So they basically used me to drive one of their cars out. They wanted to take both their cars to California, so they just used me to drive one of them. I didn't realize I was basically just a driver.
You're just a mule.
Behind them, 50 yards behind them the whole way with no money.
So then you landed in San Francisco, then what?
Then I hung out for a couple of years in Glen Ellen, California, at this place called Expansion Mansion, which was a hippie commune in Glen Ellen, California. The three of us.
How far is that from like Jack London Park there in?
Literally right there, right downtown.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's right across from the old grist mill in Glen Ellen.
I know exactly where that's at. Yeah.
Yeah, Jack London used to hang out and get drunk in this house where I lived, but it was a bunch of hippies. It was like this hippie commune. But what they didn't tell us when we moved in was that meth had kind of taken over.
Hippie meth.
So you dump a bunch of meth on a bunch of hippies, and you basically just get a bunch of really sort of like sensitive meth heads.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was awful.
Yeah, I bet it was.
And I was waiting tables up at Auberge du Soleil over in Napa.
Oh, sure.
I just sort of decided to start playing music again. I hadn't played in like 10 years. I put my horn down for 10 years and decided to sing and learned to play the piano in about 6 months. And then the rest is kind of history. I met some people. You know how it is. Yeah.
Well, dude, I'm so glad you did and took up the singing because, man, I just love your singing.
Yeah, I didn't really sing in front of anyone until I was well into my 30s. So anyway. If there's anyone in their 20s out there thinking about singing as a career, just don't do it. Just keep waiting tables. You'll be fine.
That's right. Yeah. And there's your advice, kids, from Uncle Tim. Well, listen, Tim, man, thanks for stopping in, and thank you for sharing some music. We're going to close out our interview here with another video. Beautiful tune that you and I did together, Baby Won't You Please Come Home.
Come on, baby.
So anyway, Tim, you take care of yourself.
Love you, buddy. Love your smell.
Love you too, man. You too.
All right.
Talk to you soon. Check out this video. All right. right, Tim, here we go.
Hey, baby. One more time. Take it home, Brian. You know where Miss Sony hangs out. Oh, baby, won't you please come home? 'Cause your daddy's all alone. I have tried in vain, never before, to call your pretty name. When you left, you broke my heart, 'cause I thought we'd never part. No, no. Every night of every day, oh, let me hear you say, baby, won't you please come home? Come back now. You know you want to. Every night, every day. Now, baby, won't you please come home? 'Cause your daddy's all alone. I have tried in vain, never before, to call your pretty name. When you left, you broke my little crooked heart, 'cause I thought we'd never part. Every night of every day, oh, let me hear you say, baby, won't you please come home? Your daddy needs you, baby. Oh, won't you please come home? Oh, yeah. You got a key, you know it.
Yeah, Tim. All right. Well, we are back live, and our ace reporter here, Ellington, has been driving us crazy here, wanting to get on camera. In fact, he was throwing toys at me just a few minutes ago, like, Dad, they want to see me, not you. That's exactly right. So here's Ellington, the Wonder Dog. So listen, on our next guest that I have is a very dear friend of mine, and just a marvelous musician, as well as a marvelous human being. Julio Reyes is going to join us. He's a classical guitarist, composer, orchestral conductor, and now an educating professor in music. He gives recitals and lectures and master classes on the life of Paraguayan composer Agustin Barrios. And I think you'll get a chance to hear him play some of that. He comes from an incredibly musical family. He'd been playing guitar since he was 5, had his first recital at 12, and won the Barrios guitar competition in Mexico City, where everybody else is about 20 years older than he was. His exploits in musical creativity go on and on and on and on and on, but and we'll talk about a little bit of that in a minute. But I think even more important is a chance for you to hear him play. So here is a beautiful tune that Julio wrote, called Bon Dia. And so give it a listen. Wow, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we're going to bring on here live with us the great Julio Reyes. Julio, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Wonderful, man. That was so nice.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hey, tell me about that guitar you're playing.
Likewise, I enjoyed your opening tune, by the way.
Oh,
Kudos
thank
to you,
you.
my friend. I love your
Thank you.
playing.
Well, the feeling is mutual, that's for sure. Tell me about that guitar.
Well, it's Takamine, an acoustic electric, and it's just a great instrument, both acoustically and when you plug it into a nice three-way speaker, it doesn't sound like you're playing through a tin can like a lot of acoustic electrics usually sound. This has a really warm body to it, warm sound. So yeah, with a great PA, it sounds awesome.
Oh, I bet. And that tune, tell me about the tune that you wrote there.
Well, that tune, I was sitting around and, after staying at home since March and not being able to do anything, I was thinking to myself, man, when we get out of here, it's going to be a really good day. And so I started coming up with this tune. I love Brazilian music. If I wasn't so engrossed in classical music, I probably would have gone into bossa nova and, Joe Beam's music a lot more intensely.
Oh, yeah.
But so I came up with this tune, and it's one of those things where I wasn't planning on writing a tune, and then all of a sudden it came to my head, and I had to hurry up and play it and record it so I wouldn't forget it. And all the other tunes that I've written, it's the same way. It's just all of a sudden a tune was in my head, and I had to get it out on paper quick.
Oh, man, what a blessing. Well, I'm glad you did. We're all glad you did. That's a beautiful, beautiful song.
Thank you, man.
Hey, tell me about, we're going to play another video for everyone, a take on the Lennon and McCartney piece. And,
Yeah, and I love her. Pat Metheny, he recorded this tune, and it's very sublime, his version, and so I really love the tune, and I've always wanted to learn it. And then all of a sudden, I had a gig for a Pat Metheny tribute concert, and so I was asked to learn the tune, and so I'm looking around for the music, and I couldn't find any music for it. So it was one of those things where I was like up close to the, YouTube. Okay,
right.
stop, rewind, stop. Okay, what was that note? Okay, what was that he did? And so I had to play it a couple of spots really in slow motion so I could get the fingering. So basically, I just lifted it off of his video.
Oh, well, it sounds great. In fact, for me, it's way more memorable than the video that I remember once hearing. So anyway, check this out. Julio's playing Lennon McCartney's And I Love Her.
Yeah, I learned that tune when we did the Pat
That's
Metheny
beautiful.
tribute
Yeah.
concert.
God, I love that one, man. That was so cool, Julio.
Thank you.
Got some
Thank
really
you.
good shout outs there from our dear friend Leo Vigil and Bobby Vickers and Dr. Eric. Everybody is well, we're all Julio fans, that's for sure. Hey, tell me, how did you make the move? You grew up in Paraguay, right?
No, as a matter of fact, I was born in Oakland.
Oh, no
My
kidding.
dad,
You're an
yeah,
East Side boy.
my dad was a musical diplomat for the government of Paraguay. And
Ah,
so, like 2 months or so before his diplomatic visa was going to expire, his uncle told him, "Hey, man, you got to get up to the U.S., land of opportunity. You're expecting your first kid, and so you got to get out of here." And so he came up here, got a job at a bar, saved some money, and then sent for my oldest brother and my mom. And then my other brother and I, we were born here in Oakland.
wow, wow. East Bay boy.
Oh yeah,
All
yeah,
right, all right, all right. I
yeah.
love it. I love it. So tell me what's on the spigot now. What are you looking to do, especially once hopefully the pandemic kind of calms
Hmm.
down and we're able to take some sort of a semblance of order again. Natural, I shouldn't say order, but get
Yeah.
back out there and
Well,
do some stuff.
I got a great job. I'm the instrumental music teacher at Holy Names High School now. And so we've been meeting,
Fantastic.
yeah, so we've been meeting to get together to see how we can get back into school with um, and do it in a safe way, you know. And if we can't do it in person, then we'll just go back to what we did second semester and just do it online. The cool thing about music is that with all the other subjects, reading, writing, history, you're always working the left side of your brain.
Mm,
And these kids, when they're at home and not in school, they're not in that social situation, and so it really affects them emotionally. And so, what music can do for them, it'll exercise the right side of their brain, and it'll give them a chance to relax their left side. And also, music can be very therapeutic, as you know. And so, what I was doing second semester wasn't so much pushing my kids to learn something new, more than I was trying to get them to utilize music as a therapeutic thing. And for a lot of kids, it worked out. I was suggesting they listen to a lot of Chopin, Debussy, and things that are going to really calm them down and give them an outlet where they can actually decompress for a while. This generation is very much into the social aspect of things. And so when they can't be together, it creates a big hole in their lives. And so, as a music teacher, I feel it's my responsibility not only to teach these kids, but also to teach them how they can be their own therapists in a way,
wow.
to by listening to music. I think the most effective way to be listening to music is to be listening to it totally in the dark, laying flat on the floor and just breathing deeply as you're listening to a beautiful Chopin piece. And we need that. Our kids need that release right now. For them, they don't know what's going to happen. I just graduated from Holy Names University with a degree, but I didn't get to have a graduation because of all this. A lot of my seniors were very depressed because they didn't get a graduation. So my job, I feel, has been to be sort of a therapist for them and to help them through it. And in the meantime, they'll learn some stuff. And I just want to make it a happier time for them because there's no reason why they should be suffering through this.
No, well, God, truer and sweeter words have never been spoken, Julio. That's fantastic. Um,
Thank you.
well, and it looks like maybe this fall you guys will be able to sort of start to ramp that program up.
Yeah, my orchestra room is pretty large. I could probably fit a 40-piece orchestra, 30-piece orchestra.
Wow.
But our school is large in size, but not as far as amount of students. So it's going to be very easy for us to space the kids out. The choral director, Debbie DeCudro, she's been doing a great job all these years maintaining the choral side of things. And so I think we're gonna do some really cool stuff. I'm getting them into heavier music theory. I actually tricked them into writing an 18 measure piece without telling them that I wanted them to write a piece. I just
Wonderful.
told them, okay, I'm gonna get kind of geeky musical here. I told them to write out a C major scale, F major scale, and a G major scale. Then I told them to arbitrarily write rhythm for 18 measures, 16 measures rather. And then I told them to assign the notes from one scale to these measures, from this scale to these measures. And by the end of it, they had a whole composition. And I knew that they
Wow.
wouldn't be able to do that if I just told them, I want you to write a piece. And it just blew their mind that they were able to do that. So that's what I like about teaching, is to get kids to realize that their potential is endless.
That's beautiful. I love it. I love it. In fact, we've got a picture here of you conducting that
Ah,
we were able to draw up there. There it is. There's Julio in the front there in the middle, conducting a very large orchestra. How many pieces is that, Julio?
that's around 30, 35. That's the Holy Names University Orchestra.
35. It
So,
looks like 65.
oh, if okay, in that case, it's that one concert where we combined with Oakland Civic Orchestra, and so it's basically two orchestras together.
Yeah, it looks, and it's
So,
more than 35. It's like 65 or 70. Hey,
I
listen,
love
Julio.
conducting.
Oh, go ahead.
I love conducting. It's helped my guitar playing, and especially working with kids. You get them to tap into their imagination, and you can have them do anything. So if I tell, for example, a kid, there's this overture to Carmen where there's a movement that's the flute player and the harp player doing a duet, and I conducted an honors orchestra once, and we did that piece, and the girl did a beautiful job on the flute solo, but it was like black and white TV, and I wanted HD color. So I told her, okay, close your eyes. You're now an eagle flying through a canyon. When you have a lot of notes, that's you flapping your wings. If you have a long note, that's you gliding through the canyon. Now, when you end the phrase, don't end it with the bird flying into the side of the mountain, gracefully land on a rock. And so I said, now open your eyes and do it again. And it was night and day. So that's one of the beautiful things about kids, man. You tap into that imagination, and they can play almost anything.
Wow. That's fantastic. What a great story. What a great
Yeah,
story. You
I
are a
love.
wonderful educator.
Oh,
I
I
could
love
tell.
teaching. I love teaching.
Hey, well, listen, brother, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. We so appreciate it. We're going to
Thank you for having.
close, yeah, man, we're going to close the interview up here with another video. Now, Onward to Paradise. That's one of your tunes as well, right?
Right. I had some friends of mine some years ago pass away within a month of each other. They didn't know each other, but they were both dear friends of mine. And so I got inspired to write this piece, Onward to Paradise. And so it has a very much a walking feel, like they're going towards the light, shall we say. So I hope you like it.
I love it. And I know everybody else will too. Julio, thank you so much. So
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Brian. Keep doing what you're doing, man. It's a great show.
And you too. Thank you. This is Julio playing Onward to Paradise. Give it a listen. Beautiful, Julio. Beautiful, 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 man. What a great player. Listen, my sincere thanks to both of our guests tonight, the one and only Tim Hockenberry and Julio Reyes. What a great night of music, and it's so fun to have them there. Big shout out there to Leo Vigil. Leo, we're going to get you on the show here, man. I got to get you all hooked up here, man. Been missing you a lot. Next week, we have two fantastic guests. I think you're going to enjoy it. We have one of the top pianists on the West Coast who's toured with just about everybody. In fact, he's on our latest record, my Brian Nova Collective record. Larry Dunlap is going to join us next week, all the way up from the Bay Area. And legendary drummer extraordinaire, the great Gary Novak is going to be with us next week as well. So it's going to be all kinds of chops flying everywhere, as Pops used to say. Big thank out to our beautiful, lovely Masoni. Can we show a little picture of Masoni over there somehow, honey? There she is. Honey, thank you so much. What a great, couldn't do it without you. Big shout out, of course, to Benedetto and Terry Miller and Andy Fraga Jr. for taking the time to help us put these videos together. Love you guys, and thank you so much for it all. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I hope you guys stay safe and healthy. And remember to be kind when you're out there. And remember, no matter whatever happens, keep it swinging.